Hey guys, in today's video, I bring you the modeling process of another product design. In today's video, we will see how to model a toy bike. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel. Leave your like and comment here what you would like to see in the next videos. So, let's go to class. Let's start by creating a plan to add our reference. Creating a circle for the tires. Holding Shift, we duplicate it and adjust the size of the rear tires. Now, with online, we create the centerpiece of the bike. Let's enable the rendering option, and with the rectangle option, we adjust its width and thickness. We convert it to editable poly and adjust the vertices according to the reference. Again, with the line, we will now create the front part of our model. Adjusting its width and thickness. With the rectangle, we will create the cutting piece to create this detail. We will adjust its position and rotation following the reference. I will add the edit spline to convert the points into corners and apply a fillet to round the edges. And with welds, we weld the closed points. Let's convert it to poly and apply the shell modifier to give thickness to this detail. Again, we will create a new line to create this part. We will convert it to editable poly and apply the thickness with the shell. With the rectangle, we will create this base of the bike, as they are simple pieces. We will create it in just using lines and rectangles. Again, we will add the edit spline and we will leave the vertices in the corner to apply the fillets to the front. We adjust its position and then add the shell to give the piece thickness. Let's convert it to editable poly and delete some of the edges to make the mesh lighter. In the center, we will add a new edge and let this. Here, we better adjust these lines following the reference. For the wheels, we will reduce the number of the vertices. I will use 3 interpolation steps. We add the edit poly and then shell to give the weld thickness. Let's position it to the right of the model and then apply a symmetry modifier to mirror the part. Let's do the same with the front view. We'll adjust the change in thickness so that it's a little bigger. Now, with this piece, we will extrude to create the piece that holds the front wheels. I'm going to change my gizmo to local alignment so we can extrude at the same angle as the face. Once this is done, we'll separate the piece and use the cap holes the sides. In Edge mode, we will return to the View mode of our gizmo, and with the Edge tool select, we will apply a chamfer to create this curved edge. We delete these two edges and we Alt 1 holding Shift we add the loop exactly in the center, already following the loop. At the top, we will create a chamfer on the sides, before we adjust the scale a little. Now, we use our shortcut Ctrl-Shift-C and we create our chamfer. Returning to the handlebar part, we add a loop with Alt 1 and separate this piece from the middle. At the top, we will again use the chamfer to delete the edges and add a new loop in the center. Returning to the central part of the model, let's duplicate this wheel to create connections between the wheels. Let's adjust its scale. And use vertices connection to connect the central lines. Let's delete half of the cylinder and close the top face. Let's separate the piece to make modeling easier. Holding Shift, I will extrude this face upwards and this other face we will extrude towards the center. We can delete this face and then add symmetry on the Z-axis. Here, we will analyze the model as a whole and adjust the proportion of some parts. We will create a chamfer for this center piece so that it fits better on the base that we created. We select these two pieces from the center to create the cuts where the pieces fit together. We'll select an edge, and with the connect of edges, we add two loops in the center. With Alt 1, we insert another loop at the bottom and another at the top. We do the same on the bottom of the model. With Add Connects, we connect the dots. Here, we erase the face and close the holes with the bridge. Now, in this part, we insert two loops in the center and we delete this part, and with the cap, we close the holes. Let's do the same with the other piece. Now, on the edge, we will select and apply a chamfer to make the round. Here, we will fill the shape using cuts, remembering that we are only going to do it on sides and middle and with symmetry. For the bottom part, we will do the same, using Alt 1 to insert lines, vertices connected to connect points, and also cuts. My shortcut for connecting vertices is Ctrl-Shift-A. Here, I isolated the piece to make it easy to create the points inside the model. The process here is very simple. You will fill in the shape correctly following the points already created as a guide. Once finished, we will apply symmetry to mirror the model. I will change the color to make it easy to see. Here, we will select the central piece and increase the scale a little on this axis. Now, in the top view, we will create the bike handlebars. Let's create it using a line, since in the shape it's a cylinder. We adjust the thickness and then its position. We convert it to editable poly and select all the edges to apply a chamfer, leaving the shape round. We will apply a collapse to the face, and finally we add support loops in the center. Returning to the center piece, we will create a chamfer in the middle. Increase its scale a little and delete this face. Here, we are also adjust this piece that fit inside this opening. As it's entire this part, we will extrude it downwards, so that it goes through the center piece. I'm going to delete these edges and the vertex too. Back with the central piece, we will hide this half, and with the cap, we close these holes. Now, with cuts, we will fill the shape, just connecting the points that were created. I return the other half. Now we can erase and apply symmetry again. I will create a connection between the piece at the bottom, as shown in our reference. We add smooth to resolve this face. Here, I will add a new loop to create this connection closer to the other piece. Let's delete this entire part and extrude this loop again. Now, let's create a detail between the wheels with a line. I'm going to position it a little lower and adjust its thickness as well. Let's create a detail in this part of the model with a single line and adjusting its thickness so that it starts within the crease. Now we're creating a sphere. We will align it with the line so that it's in the same position. Let's bring it forwards and increase its scale. I'm going to duplicate the cylinder and take it higher to create another details at the top. Let's make it bigger so that it goes throughout the entire piece. Returning to our cut piece, we will delete some lines to reduce the number of vertices in this detail. Let's do the same in the bottom. Once this is done, we will isolate the two pieces to apply the Boolean. First, we will save the model to be sure of having a backup file. We go to Boolean in the subtract option and create the cuts. Unlike other videos, in this one we will fill the mesh by connecting the points correctly, without apply head topology or leaving loose edges. Let's delete half of the object since it has the same shape on both sides. Let's start by joining the center vertices. Let's do the same at the top. Ideally, you should always create the mesh with 4 sides polygons. We will always use Alt 1 to insert lines, connect vertices and cuts. These 3 tools will be in Alt to create all the correctly topology. Once this part is finished, we will add support loops in the center of the piece. Let's add symmetry again, and we'll see that our model is already getting closer to what we want. Here, we will increase the size of this piece a little and also increase the thickness of the bottom cylinder. Now, in the tire parts, we will create this detail with a sphere. We use 16 segments. Let's position it correctly and then delete half of the sphere. With this part, we will reduce the scale and create some loops to create this connection between the piece. Let's apply a modifier to smooth and symmetry to mirror the model. Here, we see that this part needs to be aligned with the tire. Let's align it correctly. Let's also adjust the position of this other piece. Now, let's adjust the mesh of the piece with the cuts in the center. Add 3 loops and connect the points. Let's add a support loop here and at the back where we will create the hole. We also connect the vertices at the bottom and also add support loops in the center of the piece. Here, I'm going to increase the distance between the lines a little and also decrease the thickness of the tire a little. Now we can select the faces and delete them to create the detail. Let's use bridge to close the space. My shortcut is Ctrl+B. For this part, we use cap. Let's fill the shape with the cuts. Insert the loops as we did in the other part. Let's increase these edges and add 2 loops to create a curvature in this part of the model. On the handlebar piece, we will fill in the mesh correctly, once again using the vertices connect. I'm going to add one more loop to create this hole. Let's select the face and with Ctrl-Shift-R we will round them. We adjust the position and insert a new loop to create the hole. Here, we will select all the edges of the models to apply a chamfer and then insert a support loop at the bottom and another at the top. Let's apply the smoothing modifier to see how it works. In this middle piece, we will also apply a chamfer so that the corners are not too hard. We will do this for all parts of our project. The same for this piece. Let's select all the edges and apply the chamfer, remembering to use the same value so that the edges are uniform. Here, insert two support loops to hold the shape at the bottom and one at the top. Now, let's make our bike tires. Let's select the face and insert a new loop. We will extrude it outwards and then towards the center. Finally, we use collapsing. On the edges, we will apply a chamfer and finally the open subdivide modifier. In this part that connects the tire, we will extrude it so that it's a single piece. Now that we have a tire ready, let's duplicate it for the back. I will align it with the circle we had already made and adjust the scale. We delete the previous one, and in this new one we will apply a symmetry. Let's also duplicate this part that holds the wheels. I will also use the alignments so that it's in the center of the tire. Let's finish the seats using edge connects to fill in the topology. Let's apply a chamfer along the entire edge of the piece, and finally, we add some support loops. In the center piece, we also apply a chamfer in the smoothing modifier. In this detail, we will leave the face of the corners rounded, as we have already seen in another piece. Here, we will add this detail to this piece too, as if they were screws to hold the top piece. Let's reduce the scale and create 4 copies, exactly as shown in your reference. Here, we are going to apply a chamfer to this entire middle piece. Make sure you select all edges. Now, let's add some support loops to hold the shape. Here, we'll notice that we need to connect an edge in this part. Let's solve it. I'm going to insert a loop without one and connect with add connected. Let's do the same in the other side. Let's do the same on the inside of the piece. Now, as final adjustments, let's add some loops and improve the size of some piece. This last piece we need to complete the topology and then create a chamfer on the edges. Finally, let's adjust the end of this piece so that it doesn't get crossed. Let's select some vertices and align them on the y-axis to flatten the shape. Let's also insert some support loops. I'm going to align this piece with the base so that it doesn't come loose. Let's increase the size of this sphere as well. I believe this part of the handlebars could be a little wider too. Let's take these details a little deeper. As a last adjustment, I'm going to grow the center piece a little. and position this detail better. Here, the model is finished. I hope you like the content. See you next time. Bye. Subscribe to the channel, it's very important.